Basically. Sorry, I just took a fat dab. I did a combo actually. Whew. Some of the GG4. Really nice stuff. And some of this crumble. Woo! So I put a little bit of crumble on there and then scooped up some of the sauce from the GG4. Anyway, guys, what's going on? Update on the plants. Plants were growing out of control. They're still stretching, which, you know, I'm not too surprised about. You know, I had hoped that they would have stopped by now, but definitely still stretching. Technically Tuesday is the start of week 4, so it makes sense. However, due to that fact and due to me running out of room, I decided to lollipop and defoliate. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm no genius. Alright, I'm just a dude. But well, without further ado, let's just check out the cam. Let's just check out that scene real quick. Blush. So as you can see, that guy right there, almost up to the top of my tent. Not cool. That one is almost up to the fan that I had just lifted to the max the other day. So now I do have lower lights, as you can see. I probably didn't have to go so hard with the lollipopping and the defoliation down below, but I could not get to the back stuff without cutting off a lot of the front stuff. So unfortunately, like, we're talking, like, I cut off a big fat fucking branch. Like, this thing, pretty significant, pretty big, but it was just, it probably would have been fine with the underlights. Honestly, it would have been fine. But how I'm used to doing it, and plus, again, I couldn't really get back to the back without. There was so much. There was so much in there that was by design. However, you know, like, I guess you really shouldn't be doing that unless you have a lot of room so you can get around the plant. And so now we're back to just a very few on the bottom. Lessons are learned, but I'm used to growing in big, wide open areas. So again, the small grow is pretty new to me. However, it's still gonna be pretty sweet. I'll still have a lot of really good stuff as seen on top, and hopefully the stretching, everything should be halted. So I'm hoping that when it kind of kicks into gear again, it's just gonna be focused on the buds instead of stretching. Now I still have another trellis to put on this. And I've seen videos of dudes that just kind of like, they'll put the trellis on and kind of smash it on, and then that just creates a denser thing of top buds for the next month or whatever. So part of me is considering doing that, due to the height of everything and where everything is at now. Part of me doesn't want to fuck with it like that because I just kind of want to leave it where it is and let it go. So I'm kind of torn on what I should do once I put this trellis on here, which is why I have not put it on yet. And I just kind of wanted to shoot this video now in case I decide, because I do want to close this up soon. But I did want to get this filmed first before I even did that. So real quick, I do have something queued up right now. We're gonna go check that out. So I did do a time-lapse video. Okay, so we got the end, obviously. Let's go back to the beginning. There we go. So that's how it did look. We'll let that play a couple times. I think that's what it's gonna do. It's just gonna play through. So yeah, so I may have gone a little hard. There was a lot down there, and I'm sure it would have been fine with those lights. However, I couldn't get, especially on that right plant, there was so much back there. There was so much back there. Like, holy crap. But now, nothing back there. And hopefully this will help with, like, the dehumidifier and stuff like that. We'll do it one more time. Because if you see, like, there's a lot of branches on the in-betweens. A whole lot. And they were all not even getting close to the top. They were not even at the net yet. And again, I could have kept those with my underlights, I feel like. But still, I'd just rather not. And I never did before. And maybe if I could get in behind there, like, so learning curve, but either way, I'm still happy with the results. I still have a decent amount up here going on. So I can't be too mad about it, because it's still gonna be a pretty good turnout. There's still hella buds on there. And there's a little bit of below going on. Not much, but a little bit still down there. But this will be a decent crop. It would have been way better if I didn't have to cut all this other stuff off. But again, I couldn't get to the back. And in the back, especially on the right plant towards the top, there was a lot of stuff smashed against the tent. And like, I pulled a lot of dead stuff out of there, and I tried to pull some of the wedged out giant fan leaves out the best I could, but this is just gonna have to do for now. This could have been crazier, especially if I flowered it sooner, but I didn't really know what to expect. And again, it's been a really long time since I've grown, so now, you know, with this in mind for my next grow, like, it's gonna be way different, especially the way I go about it. Especially because I'm gonna be in a very little tent like this for sure. Had this been in my 8x8x8 tent or whatever, I would have been able to walk around it, clip some stuff. I would have definitely left a lot of the lower stuff going, and I could have just put like a little net around it at that point, kind of like a bush net, like a trellis net thing, whatever. But there's no getting around it, and I had to get to that back stuff because I don't want anything molding, and I want to make sure there's good airflow. And I still think I might have to address on top in the back, but it's hard weaving between these tall ass fucking things. So I think definitely next time when I flower it, I'm gonna start it way sooner. And I'll be way more prepared anyway. And I think I'm only gonna do one in a tent. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what this gets me, just as is. But I'm hoping now, since a lot of the under stuff is gone, all of the energy and all of this Athena awesome nutrients are gonna go straight to these buds. So hopefully these are gonna be some hardy har mofros. Which they should be. I mean, they've been doing pretty good, and tomorrow I'm gonna change the reservoir and I'm gonna up the PK, which is the bud bloomers. So they'll be in a better spot nutrient wise, and hopefully they're gonna be healed a lot more by tomorrow, obviously, because I just did everything right now, and the lights go off at 4, so they're still getting some light and nutrients now after the big cutting. I am gonna go over this one more time before I shut it, just to make sure I got most of the like top big leaves out of the way. Even though I really shouldn't have to worry about it, especially now that I lollipopped it so much, I could just jack these lower lights up, and honestly, it really shouldn't matter. So I should probably just leave everything alone. But you know, I'm a perfectionist, and this type of lollipopping is how I used to do them on my other plants too. I'm not used to this lower light thing, so I really probably could have kept a lot of the stuff that was there. And seeing it now and where it's at, it's like, I feel so bad. There's a lot on my floor. Let me see if we can get that on camera here. Alright, my bong might be in the way. But do you see that pile? Let me zoom in on this. Let me see if I can do the one-hand zoom. That is everything I cut off the plant. That's a lot. That is a lot of stuff. There's big branches in there, small branches, super little shit in there. I cut off a couple main ones. I think the one kind of in the middle that looks like a Y, I think that was one of the main ones. But again, it's just like, let me just throw that back on there and unzoom. But, oh, wrong way. Ooh, let's go this way. And then up. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely how I'm used to doing it. So, worst case scenario, I'm not gonna have a lot of cool underbuds now. I still should, because this canopy is gonna get fat again. It's gonna get full. And these lights down here are only at 6. And granted, now there's nothing really down here blocking those lights from reaching upwards. So I imagine it's still gonna be pretty crazy, regardless of all of that being gone. And just the couple fat towers that I have up top alone are fine with me. But I have definitely learned some lessons with this. I'm definitely gonna flower it a lot sooner. But you know, sativa stretch, indica's not as much, so that's the other thing. It's like you gotta. But man, this has been stretching super hard, super. Like I started it like about right down here. I think it was like a little below the bar when I started flowering, and we have come all the way up here. The other one on the other side is like up here, so it's like it's easily doubled its size, almost triple. So that was true. Everything I read about sativa stuff, it says it could easily double, triple its size, and we are at about triple with the one in the back. I don't know how clearly you guys can see stuff, but it's pretty hardcore. So hopefully, technically, Tuesday starts week 4. So today being 2 in the morning on the 23rd, should be the last day of its stretching cycle, sort of, so to speak. So hopefully by doing this now, it will stunt it from going any further up. And let's hope for lots of mega super buds now, because that's the next step. So I'm gonna at some point go to sleep, wake up, change the reservoir out and clean it again. Put in way more bud bloomer in there, and then so that right fan, that's how I'm gonna keep an eye on if it's stretching and how much it's stretching. But yeah, I'm hoping we're done at this point with everything that has just happened. Hoping we are done. you should be done. I really like these connectors that I made for these infinity lights. Infinity S16s, custom made light holder. What you know about it? Oh, what you know about it? But hell yeah. So stay tuned. At some point I'll put this trellis on here. I'm not sure when yet, but I'll put it on there. We'll see how much growing this thing has left in it after it heals. But I'm guessing it's gonna be pretty significant as far as like bud growth. The buds are already looking pretty explosive as is. So really excited to see what all this is gonna do for it. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So yeah, pretty cool. Tuesday starts week 4 of flowering. Let me see what I can zoom in on over here. Let me turn this on a higher bit rate, so maybe we can see it a little clearer. A little more clearer. Alright, I'm gonna have to turn autofocus off, it looks like. There we go. That'll probably be the best view we got. Probably zoom in more. Looking pretty good, but that one, this one straight in the middle of the screen, that one is almost up to the top of my tent. It's insane. These all look so good, dude. Like these Athena, oh damn it, these Athena nutrients are really doing it justice. Like, for the love of God. Honestly, I couldn't ask for anything better. This is the healthiest my plants have ever been, like the whole grow. And even into flowering, I don't see a lot of like depletion of anything. If anything, I just see a little tip burn, probably because it's too close to the light. But that being said, still responded really well, but I'm really thinking about just putting that trellis on and just like bending all this stuff down and just kind of smashing it on there and kind of just seeing what comes up. I don't know if I want to risk it. I might have to watch a couple videos again of those dudes doing it and see what stage they did that at. If they did it in flowering stage or not, I can't remember. Either way, I need to put another one up because when these get big and chunk up, they're gonna get heavy and I don't want them falling and breaking and snapping stems. I want them growing to their full giant ass potential. Uninhibited, so. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to document this, you know, I just got done doing it. My arms are all bumpy and stuff. Oh, you can't see. Forgot I'm zoomed in on the plant while I'm talking about everything. But like, I get all itchy and stuff. I don't know if you can see it from the plants, like allergic reaction kind of thing. But it's worth it. This is a beautiful process. And like, this is the best part of it. And I really hope also from trimming it like I just did, that it starts turning purple or something. I imagine week 4 is about the time we're gonna see something like that. I mean, it's both strains, Blue Dream and Skittles, they do have colors. So I'm hoping that's the case here. But I guess we'll find out. But yeah, some of these top parts, man, they're looking already pretty heavy and waving around. Definitely gonna have to tie them up, but these all should definitely bulk up too because they're getting all the nutrients now. There are some weird little stragglers that I did just kind of not get. I guess we'll leave those. And yeah, there is some on the side too I really haven't fucked with, but over here it seems fine. So I'm gonna let those go just as an experiment to see what it does with these underlights and see where it goes. Because now, before when I was looking at this from a side view, you could see where the light would penetrate and kind of like die off, and then you could see where the lower lights would kind of penetrate and then die off. And then there was this slight spot in the middle, where they wouldn't meet because it was so thick. And then I cut off a whole shit ton, and now definitely they should be piercing very much through each other. But these lights are only at 6 at the moment, and I don't want to jack them up yet, even though it might not be such a bad idea, since the canopy now for these lights are pretty far away. It does say if it's next to a stem, which the light kind of is, that the stem will purple up and darken up, so that'll be kind of cool to see. Both of these stems on each side of the plant, so they're like kind of directly over. Let me see if I can zoom in on that for you. Oh, and let me see if I can zoom in on that for you. But yeah, so that stem in the center of the screen right now, that thing is getting blasted with light. There we go. So right there, it should really like purple up. Same with the one across from it on the left side. That thing's kind of getting hit with light right there. Now I asked AI if the light hitting the stem is going to be an issue, and they said since it's so far into flowering, the stem should be pretty hardened. And worst case scenario, they'll just like purple up. But let's see if we can see the one on the left. Yeah, so the one right here on the left as well, right where those white clips are, is getting blasted by light. So that'll probably turn purple. But yeah, so we'll see what's gonna happen. I just want to see some colors, man. I've never personally had a plant that has changed colors, and I'm hoping right about now it's gonna turn fucking purple. Right about now it should turn fucking purple. So that's my hopes. My hopes and dreams. What I aspire for. Or aspire to get to. Or whatever. I'm using that so wrong. What's crazy is that I'm hoping with these lights kind of in the center right here, and since they're not at a 45-degree angle shooting inwards where the main stalk normally would be, the middle is kind of like, so imagine two mountains and then they kind of dip down in the center and meet. That's how the 10 is, like the middle kind of dips down where it meets. So I'm hoping with the light below and the light hitting it from the top that those fucking centers are gonna fucking chunk up. That's my hopes. And same with the outsides where it's getting light to the edge on this side from the top. Well, now it's also getting it from the bottom. This is gonna be crazy. Yeah, it would have been crazier had I not chopped off all that stuff on the plant, but at the same time, it's also gonna really help and chunk up my buds. So okay, so we're looking at it now, right? So let's look at it now, and then we're gonna go back, and now, okay, so that's where it was, right? That's where it was. There's a lot going on down there. Now, if you look kind of in the center of everything, it's kind of darkest. You look at the top, it's kind of lit up. You look at the bottom, it's kind of lit up. Now, that's only at a 6. When I hit 10, that light penetrates at the bottom. That light penetrates up way higher. So I really could have probably kept a lot of that. But again, if you look at everything going on, like I couldn't reach in there to get to the back walls where all the stuff is dying and smashed up because all that other stuff is in the way. So unfortunately, I had to fucking go ahead and take all this stuff off on the front just so I can get to all that stuff in the back. So that's another reason, like, I didn't really necessarily want to go this hard with the lollipopping and cutting, but especially on the right one, I could not reach around the thing or through it because there was just so much shit going on. So, you know, it's just like, well, I guess I gotta fucking chop all this shit off. But again, this whole thing has just kind of been a like, let's see if A, I can get through a whole cycle with the neighbors and the living situation. B, let's see if I could even get this going in this small little area. C, let's see if I could do it with all new material and equipment and stuff I've never used before. But you know, now that I'm kind of getting my foot back in to the pool, so to speak, a lot has been coming back to me, and especially in this small area, I think I'm just gonna go with one plant instead of two. But we'll see. We'll see. It's still too soon to say. It would have been cool to really see what could have happened down here. It would have been really cool if I could like open the tent all the way around, which maybe I even could. I don't know if that's possible with this or not. It probably is, and I'm probably stupid, but the way I have the shelves set up, I couldn't get back there. I feel like I could open this all the way around. Well, sucks for me. So another thing has been learned right now, that I'm gonna have to have my shelf on that side of the tent. Everything is gonna have to be on that side of the tent. So that way I can open this up and get all the way the fuck around. God damn it. Well, that's very useful to know. Normally, you know, I only open the front and I kind of walk into my tents because they're so giant. Not used to this little guy. I didn't even think that this thing could open up all the way around for whatever reason. Lessons have been learned, but it also sucks because that's where the light cable is. So it's like, that'll be a weird pain to kind of fuck with. However, if I could just open up the bottom and get back there, that would still be a huge, that would have been a huge thing. Man, bummer. Lesson learned. That's a very good lesson learned, because that means I still can do it like this. I still can bush it out, and I'll be able to access all sides except, you know, the very edges, which is still fine. I could get this edge when I take the side off, and that one will just be the only pain in the ass, so that's cool. But yeah, lessons have been learned, and I keep finding stuff out. Like right now, maybe send the light cable in from the side so then it's just not an issue. It's a pretty long cable. It looks like there's definitely enough room over there, so anyways, so yeah, a lot of lessons have been learned through this grow so far. And a lot of the stuff I'm really digging, like these auto pots, man. It's like a godsend for growing. It really is. The whole system and everything. The gravity fed, the easy little plunger. It's pretty amazing. Growing with all this new equipment, with 3D printing involved, with auto pots, really fucking cool. Underlights, really fucking cool. So I don't know, man. I'm really liking where the future's headed, and I can't wait to get this cropped, and then I really want to get started on some Blue Dream, and I'm gonna do better than I did this time with everything. Now that I am re-seeing that it looks like I can open this all the way around, it's definitely a game changer for me as far as maintenance and taking care of the thing, because I haven't been doing that because this thing, my shelf has been in the way the whole time. But then I'm also gonna have to reevaluate how I'm gonna set things up next time, because I do want to have two tents. But if I have two tents, I was gonna put them side by side, like back to back. But if I do that, I am not gonna be able to open it all the way around. So then I wouldn't be able to bush it out like this so much anyway. Because as long as I can get into the sides and then, like, you know, kind of cut the back and get the back pretty good, nothing molding, then that's fine. But it's when it's, you know, there's 2 pots in there and there's really nowhere for me to, like, get in there and kind of have to do some weird acrobatic maneuvers. Having it bush like that and having only one pathway in is not really the best. But we still made it work, and we still have a full fucking rectangle, so I'm really not mad about it. And hopefully these are just going to be super just big ass buds now that all this is pretty much taken care of. Plus with the underlights hitting it. And then, you know, tomorrow, while it's healing, it's probably not going to drink so much, so it's not a bad time, honestly, to change the reservoir either. So when I wake up and get on that, it's going to have a brand new fucking 10-gallon full reservoir of awesome water. And but I do want to get this thing closed so I can get as much of this light as I can before 4 o'clock in the morning. But it is cool, like I stayed up until 4, especially because I wanted to make sure that these bottom ones turned off with the top ones. What's crazy was the top ones went off first. It faded out like the sun, kind of was cool, and these ones just went off by level, like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. It's really neat. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna do one more look over and maybe get some super little tiny stragglers, and part of me kind of wants to keep the ones just to see, because technically that's what it was telling me to do, but we'll see. But make sure I don't see anything molding or going bad in there. Make sure I got the super giant crazy leaves out. But holy shit, man, this is this is great. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. For real. There are so many white frosty tips on there. Cannot wait to do the new reservoir and just see what week 4 holds. Cause it's only gonna get awesome. It's only gonna get awesome. Holy piss, man. This is nuts. But cool, guys. Yeah, stay tuned. Hang in there. I'm just going to keep posting my progress and keep doing stuff. And we'll see where it goes from there. And then we'll see what I do different next time and how that turns out. See how my time-lapse videos go. Probably not great, but we'll see. And, you know, just for shits and gigs. We'll just play the other one more time while we're here. Time-lapse video. Alright, so where it's at now, where it was. Crazy. Time-lapse is a bitch. That took me so long to do. I was sitting down there for hours, Indian style, on my knees, all sorts of different ways. Like reaching in there, backs being blown out. Know how it sounds? Yeah, you heard me. But that just makes it look so quick. But yeah, I did take some of the top stuff off for sure. It just doesn't look like it. Alright, so on that note, I will probably leave you because it's that time for me. I got some queso I'm trying to eat. And a big giant frozen glass of Coca-Cola. So on that note, we're gonna end the show. I'm gonna do one last proofread checkup and then close her up. Adios, muchachos.
Love you.
clay.